Hello everyone, welcome to CGTN's live stream. I'm reporter Jiaxin coming to you live in Beijing. Here we are at 2024's Zhongguancun Forum. Well, this year's forum is not only a platform for innovation and collaboration, but also a showcase of some new initiatives and AIGC as well as some other advanced technology. So Zhongguancun, earlier known as China's Silicon Valley, is a prestigious gathering of innovators, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders from across the globe, and we are here at one of its 120 activities that's ongoing this year. So this is the exhibition area of this year's Zhongguancun Forum, with a lot of enterprises showcasing their strength and advanced technology and products. So this pavilion is about the medical equipment that's going to shape the future of our healthcare system. So as you can see, this is a surgical robot that is good at vascular treatment. And it's been on this kind of technology. You know, the key of this kind of treatment is this very thin thread. It's been on for decades. So this thread, this wire is not something new. But what's the revolution is this whole machine, this whole system, which works as a doctor, right? And it's not only good at treating the blood vessel related diseases, it can also treat tumors, which is quite surprising. So for more professional questions, I think I'm going to introduce you with the CEO of WeMed company, who's Yang He, Mr. Yang He. Thank you for joining us. So would you like to walk us through, like, what are the latest advancements of your company? What are those robots?
Okay, thanks. So it's my honor to have this time to share with all this technology with the audience. Okay, let's move to the system. So you can see this is a very big system used for the vascular disease. So usually we call this a total solution for the robot. So there are several parts. Well, first you see the movement, the gantry.
Oh, that one, yeah, the big one. Okay.
Based on the X-ray technology.
What is its job?
Usually we call it like a doctor's eyes.
Doctor's eyes.
So you can see from the images. So this is a brain. So the human, the real human, you saw all the vascular, the vessels.
Right.
Yeah. So this is like the eye, help the doctor can see all the vessels.
Through our
right.
skeleton, through
yeah.
our skins, and see what's going on. Yeah. See what's going on inside our brain.
Yeah. What's more, actually, this is the real-time image, so it's very hard to get and process. Yeah.
So it's not just the camera. No. It's a real-time camera.
Yeah, it's a real-time camera, and this part usually we call it like the hand of the doctor. Why is it hand? Because usually for the ordinary the operation for this investment operation, so usually we call this the wire, like a wire, and the caster. We also put in some stent. So doctor will stand like here, and using his hand to move this instrument. But you saw that there are some issues. First one is all the X-ray is coming through this part. So during the real operation, so the doctor will got lots of X-ray dose. So it's dangerous for the body.
Because humans make mistakes,
right,
and that's common. But for robot, it's more precise and safer.
Yes, you can see from here. So like all the instruments has been placed in the robot, and it's very stable, very accurate. So usually we call it the accuracy is 10 times better than the human.
The accuracy is 10 times better than human beings.
Right.
Cool.
So it makes all the operation much safer. This is we think why we pay a lot of resources to do this very creative products. Yeah.
Okay, so here you can so here's the logic. It's pretty simple. By input this wire into our blood vessel, it can kind of seek the problematic area as well as the blockage, right? Am I correct?
Right, you're
yeah,
right.
and try to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But traditionally, it needs a doctor to kind of find, so blindly, right?
Yeah.
Just to make it by a human's hand. But now a robot can replace him or her.
Usually, actually, for patients, the vessel has some problem. Usually, we call it occlusion. So it means become narrow for the vessel. So it's hard to make this wire go through. So, but by using this robot, it make things easier. So the easier it make, like one time it goes through, but by hand several times twice to avoid the damage for the vessel. So,
it's really sharp. It's powerful and sharp.
Yeah.
It can even damage the vessel. It can penetrate it, or it can damage to the normal tissue or some other surrounding area.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. Actually, it's very dangerous.
Because our human body is fragile.
You're right.
Especially during an operation.
Especially the patients here, all the patients here, their vessels are already very not that good. So usually, because we are facing a problem that all the population are aging. This is our issue, right? So usually we call it like a vessels in the body, like water pipes in the house. If the house old enough, sometimes the pipe will have some problem. So it's normal. So there will be lots of patients need this kind of method treatment. So the requirement will be huge. Yeah.
So how cost effective is this kind of treatment? Like if a patient is going to get this operation by a robot, how much will he or she pay?
Oh, it's a good question. Good question. So first of all, for this new kind of technology, the purpose is not we want to make some money saved, not increase the money spent. But sometimes, for sure, some technology, because it's new, need some extra operation. But because all this technology made by a Chinese company, so we can make it in a reasonable price. And secondary is this robot. The first purpose is safety for the patient. This is the main purpose. The second is it can also protective for the doctor, like all the accident comes through. Yeah.
Right. And the doctor can control the whole system from maybe an
Remote.
operating remotely
in another room. So what's more, actually we are doing a test for a different province. Like one doctor in Beijing and the patient in another province. It's doable. We will try the test this year. It's really.
It's this year's big goal, right?
Yeah, it's big goal.
Okay. Is this already applied to the real hospitals so far?
Some parts are already in the hospital, like we call it doctor's eyes. That kind of machine already installed in the hospital. For this part, we will get, because in our industry we need the certification. It's highly dangerous. So we will get the certification this year. And what's more, for our company, we call it in China. We call it like some pass for the company who doing some real innovation products. They can give you a short pass. So like the whole certification can make it short. So we very confident that this part will go to the hospital this year.
Really? That's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, we look forward to let this whole system benefit more patients.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Okay. That's very cool. See you. Thank you, Mr. Yang. Okay. All right, let's go. So yeah, basically the aim of the modern medical device is to make the operation less invasive, safer, more precise, more accurate, and be controlled remotely and make patients cost effective and make doctors, easier, make doctors' life easier. That's really cool. So this part of Pavilion is setting sights on the major needs of our country. So it includes some of the energy storage technology, biological breeding, as well as the artificial intelligence, which is the most frequently mentioned area that is shaping the future of our lives. We know that artificial intelligence is not just it's not just a cool idea or something that we feel so convenient to use at the user end. It is also an ecosystem, which is the whole industry in the world, with from chips to computing power, from some kind of large language models, or not just language, large models to all kinds of applications. So it's a whole industry chain. And comparing with the United States, that China still has a lot of gaps to fill. So what are the gaps? I think some of the domestic companies are working on this, and we find an enterprise that is doing exactly the job. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you, Mr. James Yang. Mr. James Yang. So welcome. you are one of the governor of this enterprise.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So would you like to walk us through what is your? We're simply talking about the gap between China and the United States in the realm of artificial intelligence industry, because as I just said, it's not just a concept or cool idea that we can feel from the user end. It's also the whole industry chain, from chips to computing power, from some kind of models, large models to applications. So what are the gaps between these two countries in this realm? And is your company solving the problem of it?
Okay, I think it's quite a big question, and frankly speaking, there are gaps for sure. Like what you just mentioned from the chip side, and also for large models as well. We all know that ChatGPT-4 already achieved like 1,000 billion level params, but for the others, we're still, fighting with under 1,000 billion params level. But I think it's not only gaps. We also see differences between China and the rest of the world, because in the past decade we are really good at IT constructions. So we do have a lot of application scenario as well. Maybe the open source database somehow is better abroad, but if we really look deep into the data quality, which in enterprises, in government hands, they're really good, and they can somehow accelerate the whole growth of AI industry as well. So I think let's say there are differences, and there are gaps for sure, but we do see opportunities and some breakthrough points as well. So that's also where our company, we are a very young state-owned AI company. We are still in our 9th month, so, but we are really trying hard to fulfill these gaps from our perspective as well. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So, speaking of opportunities, what are the opportunities for your enterprise, which is Beijing Electronic, Digital, and Intelligence?
Right. It's the BDI. It's our company name, and
would you like to show us what this is about?
Okay. First of all, we here. Let me do this for you. And this is our very first AIGC in Beijing. It's located in Jiaxin. It's a big building, and people may aware about IDC or data centers, but this is a power plant for computing power for AI era, and actually we position it not only computing power plant, but it's more like a AI workshop, which allows all AI players gathering together here. They can share their ideas, thoughts. They can discuss, they can debate, they can have their chemistries and find out all those inspirations and sparkles as well.
This is a big project. When will it finish its construction in Beijing?
Okay, right. Good question. Actually, it will be finished by end of this year. So at that time, it's somehow we open the first floor. It's not no longer this kind of a mystery technology building. It's more like a computing technology park. We welcome different people to join in. So for example, if you see here, we have our computing gallery here, which allows even not all those experts in AI industry still can find opportunity to understand what is computing power, what is chips, what is big models, and what is AI. And also we have this computing theater. Actually, it's a roadshow space, and also it can be a TED for AI players as well. So unicorns, AI factories, they can present their ideas, their thoughts, their products, their portfolios, and they can roadshow here, and also they can like mentioned, we have lab here. We also have collaborative workspace here, which allows different parties to join together and to discuss and shape the future. And also we also exhibit our all those servers, chips. People finally can find out where those computing powers comes from. Right, and also, we all heard that it's expensive. It's more like this size of server equals the price of a Ferrari. Now, really, that's true. That's very, very true. And this is what we are doing. And actually, we also want because we wanted to be a AI workshop, which means that we need to build a platform which allows different parties to join in. And if we echo back to your first question about the gaps, we all know that especially for the computing power, there are gaps. And because of, there's only one top tier GPU makers in the whole world. And
NVIDIA, right?
Yes, that's true. Respect. But I think, there are still very good, chip makers in the market, and here in China we have a bunch of, this kind of companies. They're doing their best. They're evolving their chips, but because of the nature of this industry, sometimes they do need a platform to somehow decoupling the original, parent models. They can to make sure that they can adapt to different models. It's more like universal adapting. And also, if we want to, because if we already talked about NVIDIA. Okay, back to GTC in March, we all heard that different Blackwells, when they join together, it becomes a giant GPU. And we do think it's a smart idea, but here in China, if we want to achieve that, we need to use different chips from different makers. It's a much more complicated work to do. We're trying to do that, and
so I got this idea that different chips have different advantages.
Right.
Of course, they have their shortcomings as well, but to let them play the part of their strength, right. How can you kind of integrate all different kinds of them?
Right. And first of all,
and as we can see, there are all kinds of chips right here.
Yeah, it's more about how we can become a brilliant scheduler for different chips. We're doing a lot of work on this side. First of all, we need to understand their operator base. We need to unify the operator base, and we need to find a way to accelerate from software base. And then we we identify the opportunity how to unify the communication channels among different chips, and we also think that how we can finally make different chips becomes a giant GPU, and to give the computing powers to different users as well. That's what we are doing from this side, and also we do adapting widely to different large models and also category models, and because we want it becomes an AI factory or AI workshop, so we also need to adapt to all those open source model communities as well. So in this case, because we all know that the major difference between previous machine learning and AI is because of its Gen AI, and also you can use natural language to instead of coding and decoding. So in this case, with all this setup, it becomes some AI workshop. We have the power from a very cheap side, and we do have our operating system. And we also supply AI tools for developers. So no matter if you are an individual developer or you are a company, you can find a way here to make your own AI applications. That's what we're doing, and that's what we're trying. And
that's the vision, to make it a whole, a complete system,
right,
from the base to the application end.
Right.
And, okay.
And also, last but not least, remember we talk about data quality. Because we were said that high quality data here in China, there's really a lot, but it's still under the water. So we are trying to find a way to release the real value of data, because there's also a lot of work to do, because you need to find a way to encrypt data while using it. You need to monitor the whole process to in case there's some sudden leakage or something. And also after certain times of use, you need to destroy the data as well. So that's also something we're working on. And I believe if we achieve in a certain level, it will definitely release a bunch of data's real value and can accelerate the whole AI growth here in China.
So I see the difference between China and U.S. in this sense on developing companies' strengths. In the U.S., maybe they would like NVIDIA to be the top one, or they want each other to compete for all kind of strengths. But in China, it's a better idea for all kinds of companies to work together, to collaborate, and to play their best part.
Yeah, right.
Am I correct?
Yeah, 100%. Actually, by nature, we think that Gen AI is a fourth industry revolution for sure, and it more like what you mentioned is rebuilding, restructuring the whole technology industry. And in this case, especially in this period, I think all technology companies should unite together. It's more like an ecosystem. We need to sit together to think, to shape the future, to find out, the new growth way for AI here in China.
And that's what we call the new quality productive force.
Right.
Okay. Thank you very much to shape the future of artificial intelligence.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Have a good time here at the Zhongguancun Forum. So, last but not least, your purpose here. Is this your first time at the Zhongguancun Forum?
Right, because we are young, we less than 1 year, and Zhongguancun Forum is once a year. So this is definitely our first time, and we're really honored and excited to be here. Because it's a big platform, it's a big stage. We can meet more, players and partners here. We can exchange ideas. We can talk with each other. We also want to spread our vision and our ideas, and we want, have more partners to join us to co-create this thing.
Sure. Okay.
Right.
Definitely to attract more attentions. Thank you. Okay. All right. Have a good time, Mr. Yang. Bye bye.
Cheers.
Have a good time. Bye. Okay, let's move on. Great. So you see, I think this is a very smart solution. Instead of competition, China can encourage companies to cooperate and collaborate with each other. And that's also the theme of this year's forum, which is global collaboration and innovation. You know, the theme of this year's Zhongguancun Forum is that innovating for a better world. And China has put innovation in the prestigious position than ever before. Because, you know, during the opening ceremony, one of our, top leaders said that China will adhere to its self-reliance in scientific and technological realm, which means that the country is focusing on new quality productive forces right now. Okay, so here we are. It's a biological breeding pavilion, and all kind of this colorful seeds. They're not plastic seeds. They are corn seeds, and these are real ones. It's just they are not be painted by some colors. These are real seeds that can be grown into big plant like this, the corn plant. And this company, earlier I've talked to the exhibitors about its new advantage and technology, but unfortunately they are not available right now. So let me briefly introduce you what's happening over here. And this company is kind of developing research and development of kind of corn that's insects resistant and resistant to some of the chemical sides. So from this lab to a mature plant over there, it takes about over 10 years. That's a long time. And they are trying to use transgenic technology. So these are transgenic products. They're using transgenic technology to make better corns that's more insect resistant. So see, here's a comparison. The plant on the left is intact and healthy. Look, the leaves does not have any insects, but this one, the one on the right, look how many traces we can find by damage. The leaves are damaged by insects, because this one is not insect resistant. And by this gene technology, if an insect has a chance to bite on this leaf, it will damage its body and it will die, but it does not have any influence on human beings, because the digestion system is different from insects to human beings, and that's why these plants are now in its kind of test experimental stage. So the corns it grown into will be put to animals for animal food, and it will not enter into the human market. But in fact, I asked them if it's safe to eat, to digest those kind of corns. The exhibitors here said it's okay. So, this is some new innovation in the biological breeding part. And if we dive into this pavilion, shall we go into this part? Let's take a look at some other innovations in the agriculture sector. So they have all kinds of new agricultural products right here. And the key idea is to make it safer, more productive, and cost-effective. Yeah. I don't know, this chicken really, okay. Beijing 油鸡. All right. It's called Beijing oil chicken, directly translated into that. All right. So they have kind of all kinds of breeds and things that, for example, this chicken, I've never met it. It looks really cool. All right. So let's move on to the main part of the exhibition. So the Zhongguancun Forum is already halfway through. This year's forum focuses on biotechnology, artificial intelligence, actually, and green initiatives. Actually, if you move into the new pavilion, the new venue of this year's Zhongguancun Forum, you will find that there's a robot, humanoid robot, who can introduce everything and walk you through this whole forum. No matter if you ask her English or Chinese, it's so she understands pretty much everything, and because this humanoid is empowered by large language models. So on the first day, I asked her about the agenda of this year's Zhongguancun Forum, and she kind of remembered everything. And I don't think a human being can do that, because usually a human being would give me a brochure of guidelines and let me find it myself. So that's the difference between AIGC and human beings. Anyway, this year's Zhongguancun Forum focuses on many areas of advanced technologies, and I think there are so much to dive in, and we just show you just the tip of the iceberg, just the tip of the iceberg of this year's exhibition, and I'm sure I'll bring you more from this year's prestigious gathering, and please stay tuned to more updates. So I'm reporter Jiaxin, coming to you live in Beijing. Please feel free to subscribe to our social media platforms, including Weibo, WeChat, as well as Facebook, YouTube, X, you name it, the Bilibili, everything. So please stay tuned, and I will see you next time from 2024 Zhongguancun Forum. See you, bye-bye.